Let's go. Welcome to the show. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me. Cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Let's get the topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project O.
Alright, what is going on, everybody? This is your boy Tig once again. Let me go to put a beautiful face on the screen. What's going on? Got a good topic tonight to talk about, but I want to do a little house cleaning. So hope you're doing well. Hope you guys, some said they missed me, some didn't. It's all right. And this time, I got some stuff to really talk about that we could be very engaging on, but just want to clean up some stuff before getting into the topic. So bear with me for a little bit right there. So basically, I wanna apologize for the people who don't know what's going on. Last 2 weeks has been crazy. I had to take care of a loved one, and also I had some oral dental surgery to be done. So that had to be done, and it was just a little rough couple weeks, hearing stuff from family members as well too, who are going through cancer. Wishing the best of luck in that, and other people I've heard of also that I heard also got cancer. Hoping that they do well, but prayers go out to them. And of course, we had the storm that came through, and it also was crazy. So for my house, prayers go out to the people out there from Louisiana up to New York who've went through some rough patches in their life. So it was just a crazy 2 weeks. So I apologize for that, and like I said, I was gonna be out, so I'm back. I do have, some people was writing like, that, didn't have my view on certain things. Again, I'm happy that you think it's, people like from 10.fm and people was emailing. I'm happy that you guys have a highly view of me, and I thank you for that. But again, my always is to check multiple sources and stuff to find out about what's going around, because again, you just can't get from one source to figure what's going on in the world today. As a lot of people spin, as I always say, they always spin. They don't tell you the straight up truth what it is, no matter what it is on each side. Of course, September 11th is coming up, so I will do a video marking. What better way to talk about it other than, again, be real with it, one, and two, yes, I'm gonna give my thoughts on what happened in Afghanistan, which has been a total S show, which I'm not, if anybody who's me, I'm not surprised. But in that regard, I wanna thank you guys for your patience, and again, not saying that it won't happen again and stuff. I know consistency is the thing that people liked when they see the show. I apologize on that. But again, when you're doing my oral surgery, you can't talk, so I couldn't really say nothing. So that's just that. And I had literally had to be in a surgery with somebody, a person I dearly love, um, last Friday. So of course, with that, I couldn't do. I had to wake. I had to go to sleep early Thursday, and I couldn't do the side chat Friday. And I don't know if I'll do the side chat tomorrow, but hopefully next week we'll start picking them back up. But I want to thank everybody who I put some of the videos onto with of course with the short videos, the straight no chasers. Again, happy that you guys seen that. And even though it's on YouTube itself, videos, I don't have the subscribership, don't have the viewership I'm still gonna push there. I mean, I get a little bit on Facebook again, and Twitch TV and Tempo FM, where I get most of my stuff. Again, thank you guys for holding it down with me and stuff like that. So thank you for all the likes and stuff and shares on that situation in Tempo and Tempo FM. Thank you. So with that said, I want to talk about this situation that's going to be coming up. Now, I did tonight's topic. Literally is we're talking about people getting back to work because it's needed, and the reality of it is where the wind is. I want to take a thing from HBO. Forgot Game of Thrones. Winter is coming. Well, figuratively and literally, winter is coming, but the winter I think a lot of people are not prepared for. The downturn is going to be crazy. It's going to be. We have hit a crazy this last 6 months. This last 6 months has literally, and I do mean literally, have been an S storm. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna call it as I see it. From you can take my perspective as best as you can, but I noticed a lot of people have done some weird situations, of course, but I've never seen any 6 months or anything. I should say 8 months, really. The last 8 months of an administration in presidency ever in my lifetime. I'm sorry, but this is the worst I've seen out of any presidency I've seen. It's just been falter after falter after falter after falter after falter after falter. But I'll save that for I'll save that for another time on speaking this. But I have to say the last 8 months have been just really ridiculous. Now, with that said, 8 months have. With that said, I have been fortunate in my blessings that I can still work. I am still an able-bodied person. I could still afford, again, medical surgery, stuff like this that I had to do from my mouth, and I'm happy I have that, that willing to even to help people who are in need as well too. But it's not always been like that. And that's tonight I want to just tell it's gonna be more. You guys normally know I do videos about stuff, show videos and expand about what I'm talking about. In a way, I'm gonna talk about I want to talk about just I want to talk about what's going on with with the economy. As you can see in the description, we'll talk about getting back to, like I said, the topic at hand, but also talk about what I had to go through to get to what I had to get through. So the reality is, people, I want to. It's gonna come off like I sound harsh. Like in some cases, the real truth needs to be said, and some people don't like it. But it's something that needs to be talked about because we have we have literally, and I do mean this, like, come off the rails. And people have been taking advantage. And what I mean by that, like I said before, and I'm proving this multiple times, a lot of people talk about the rich, rich this, rich that. Funny enough, most of the people who are poor gave the rich most of the money, majority of the money in the last almost gonna be 2 years now. You handed over power, you handed over money, and you got screwed. That's why I always say the rich will always get rich, the poor will the rich will always be rich, the poor will still settle for the crumbs, and the middle class will get screwed over. That's what's happening right now. Nothing more than that. Now we had a situation where you were getting extra money, applying you were getting $600 or $300 depending on where you at, unemployment bonus on top of your unemployment. You had a situation where a lot of people did not rent was had that you could not get kicked out of your house and all that stuff. Now some of that you could not your house or your apartment and stuff like that. And my heart beats for that because last year was just unprecedented and also was basically was basically an S show. And I understand that. And I could have sympathy for people for that. Because again, it was rough time back in 2008 when I had a downturn and I had to do stuff too. But you could suspend reality as much as you want. But it's still, you put your hand, I mean, basically, fire still burns, water still wet. And if you jump off a thousand foot cliff without a parachute, you're gonna die. Just saying. And right now, people are you're gonna really adjust the brutality. What's those are gonna be coming to next. Now, I have a friend who I told before of the pending crash is gonna come. I mean, saying it's gonna come in fall. It's fall. It's basically around fall time, and it's going to look what's happening because you had them. Because again, people need to understand that the money that you guys were doing, the money that was not getting paid to people, like the people who rents the banks, whatever. It has a domino effect. A lot of people don't understand how that domino effect will still affect them. They just think of the short term. I'm not against that because that's human nature. You think about yourself. That's understandable. I have no problem against that. But to be strictly honest, if you didn't set yourself up to in the right spot, then you're gonna feel the pain really bad, really quickly. You're gonna be the first one to feel the pain when you think, "Oh, I can just skate on easy street without having a problem." Now, I'll say this to people: if you know, quit your job, didn't want to go back, or didn't want to go back to work because the benefits was there, right? And you took that money and that time to re-educate yourself so you could be at a better position for when the market start get flooded with a lot of job offers. Because we're in a spot right now where everywhere I've gone, and it's been that said that this everybody's looking for jobs. There's plenty of employment out there, but people don't want to go back to certain jobs. Okay, I get it. I understand. And if you took the time to better yourself, put yourself in a better position, and get ready to get back in that market before this thing hit, my hat is off to you. You did a smart thing. There's a lot of people who turn entrepreneurship and get their own business started up, got their own got a degree, got stuff better to move into a higher spot. You did the right thing. My hat's off to you. You play this poker game. You put out the royal flush. You did great. But here's the thing. That was just a few people. That was not a lot of people. There's a lot of people who won't pay their debts. There's student loans. Understandable, but they won't pay it, which is gonna affect all of us. There's some people who couldn't, who took the money, and if they were paying the stuff to be current, which I hope you did, like my mom did. Like, she keeps her money and she paid it to be current in her apartment, which, stuff like that. For when this happens, you could go back out and look for a job. Then again, you get my sympathies as well too. But if you took the money and waste the money, you took the time and didn't do nothing with the time, and you wasn't prepared for this, because I have a friend who could have gotten a job a long time ago and waited until the last moment. Now I'm hearing boohoo tears from the person, and sorry, I can't give sympathy for that person. I just can't. You could have gotten a job a long time ago. You didn't. You were like, oh no, I gotta make this amount of money. I gotta make this amount of money to live. This amount of money because I don't want to go lower than that. Okay. Unemployment is done. You put yourself in a situation now where your competition now for any job has gone up by 1,000% at least, because now the benefits is done. Everybody's gonna start looking for a job, or they're gonna really be screwed. Yeah, I don't feel nothing. And people, well, you say it's a friend. Yeah, and I don't feel sad for that person. I can't, because they had opportunities and they pissed it away, and I don't like that. They pissed it away. So are you getting sympathy from me? No, you're not. You're not. You're not getting sympathy, no empathy. You pissed it away. I'd rather you had opportunities to level up yourself. You could have gotten that, but no. This. Some of you people think jobs are beneath you. Okay, whatever. Think that. You know what's not beneath you? Getting food to eat, having a nice place to sleep. That's not beneath you, but because you don't want that. That's the reason I said it, because I'm not gonna say my story later on is what I'm gonna talk about. But I am not above working a manual labor job for $8 an hour. I'm not. Why? Because I've done it. I've done it when I had a good job. Why? And that's what I'll explain my story later about, not in a story, but basically my true life experience of what I want to share to you. But no, y'all didn't want that. So I don't feel sympathy for the guy. I don't. Sorry. Wish you the best of luck, but other than that, I can't. You had a chance to do stuff, chance to get a job, you pissed the opportunities away. I'm not with that. So, and the reason this situation is going to come, because I'm going to share right now. So, Let me pull it up here. Yellen warns, and again, this woman right here, very corrupt woman. I'm not so, but again, I'm just reading the story, but I just, this is just something that I mean, that I said this, all administration from Trump to Bush to Obama to Biden to all of them have done to Bush. I'm talking about 2000 because we had a surplus and President Bush pissed it out just like how we had a certain surplus of certain things going on with President Trump and the transition to Biden. Biden pissed it away, and the same thing we had with Clinton to Bush. Bush pissed it away as well too. Both parties do this. I don't get people always thinking this is a bipartisan. It's crap. So, you see it on the screen. I want to just read a little bit because what's going on is this. A lot of you people who didn't pay your rent, you can get kicked out now. Your unemployment benefits that you be living off, and some of y'all get, the some who did good with it. I said I tip my cap off to some of you guys. Most of y'all, the men and women who did that. Because again, I know a woman who did who was a hairstylist, but she was in another place. Now she's a traveling hairstylist, and she makes way more money now. Good for her. Started her own business. I know multiple people I could talk about that did that, started their own business or find a niche. A person went back. Another cat I know went back, got went back to you know, you call it into trade school, learned welding, went off to get welding. Now his potential job is getting $140,000 a year. He's paying off his previous college debt. He already paid it out, his previous college debt of $60,000 because they gave him a bonus of $15,000. He took that, paid straight to that, then start doing stuff. That dude, like I said, he's making 140 now. Jeez, that dude, like, amazing. Another dude I know who I'm gonna say I know, but the other one I didn't know. There's a story of a guy, and you could check it out. I forgot the name of the company though. He turned a warehouse into a spot where he could make toilet paper. Now he's a millionaire. He was $20,000 in debt from college. He took whatever little money he has from his grandfather, turned it into a warehouse, found out how to make toilet paper, made toilet paper. Now he has a company that's selling toilet paper all over the world. I think this year he's starting to have his second warehouse, trying to do that. Now he's a millionaire. Like, people who did that, my hat's off to you. Keep it going. Keep your hustle to move forward. Go ahead. But a lot of people didn't do that. And the thing about it, a lot of people is going to affect. If you think it ain't going to affect you, it'll affect you, except if you are the multi-rich or a government, because, they don't care. They get money from our taxes no matter what. They take money. And that's why, like I said, like Congress and stuff like that, they're like, oh, yeah, whoa. How much taxes not coming in? Well, and they did last year. Now much taxes coming in? Oh, how about you raise our pay? So they vote to raise their pay while they take a lot more money out of your paycheck to pay themselves. And you keep voting for some of these people back in. I don't get it. Anyway, with that said, so with the story, warns of likely October debt cliff, the incoming irreparable damage. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned Congress leaders on Wednesday that she expects the country debt limit will hit its breaking point next month, dealing a likely blow to the global economy without quick action. Like it's already done, like the upcoming stuff's gonna do. In a letter to the top lawmakers, both parties, Yellen said Biden administration best and most recent calculations suggest the United States will run out of cash during the month of October. Yeah, but then you wanted to spend you guys wanted to spend more than $5 trillion in 8 months. If Congress continues to push off action of the debt limit over the next few weeks, she warned, the uncertainty alone could hurt financial markets. We have learned from the past debt limit impasse, the security wrote, that waiting until the last minute to suspend or increase the debt limit can cause serious harm to businesses, consumer confidence, and raise short-term borrowing costs for taxpayers. You've already been doing that with passing all these trillions of dollars, and negatively impact the credit rating of the United States. To what? There's not a country that has a high rating than us. There's really none. And let me put this before I read the second part right here. They're gonna pass it, and if they ain't pass it, this is crazy because again, you have the Democrats, you have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. There's no ifs ands about it. Y'all pass it in the past, you're gonna keep on passing. You always do it. So let's not pretend this game. They're gonna pass it. They just want to scare people. Again, fear is a very strong thing. Fear is a very strong thing to control people. And that's what they always do. Hacking back to the 2011 debt limit standoff that resulted in the nation's credit rating being downgraded for the first time in U.S. history. It was going to be downgraded anyway. All global markets was being downgraded. Again, I never heard of a bank paying you to keep savings because, again, negative interest in Greece, Japan, and a lot of places. But I digress. Yellen caution that a delay that calls into question the federal government ability to meet all this obligation will likely cause irreparable damage to the U.S. economy. Yes, and global markets. That's true, and it's going to be worse than that too because we have more stuff, which I want to talk about. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi reiterated Wednesday that the Democrats will pursue a bipartisan vote. Oh, please.
NANI?
Please, just please, stop. To waive the debt limit rather than using the reconciliation process to bypass the need for the Republicans to support the Senate. We're gonna just get rid. Now that will be new. If they get rid of the debit, which I'm not surprised the Dems will do that. If they get rid of the limits, so we're gonna get really essy. We're really gonna get essy. We won't put it into reconciliation. Pelosi told reporters during the press conference, "We have several options. We'll make them known to you as we go forward." Oh, but it has to happen. Yeah, just like with the Affordable Health Care Act. Oh, what's inside of the Affordable Health Care Act, Mr. Nosey? Oh, we have to pass the bill to find out what is in there. How about you don't sign the trillions of dollars of money away? Redefine print. Yellen reiterated that she backs the Democrats' plan to seek a bipartisan action on the issue, noting in her letter that Congress has addressed the debt limit in recent years through regulatory order without bipartisan support. Bipartisan don't mean jack squat no more. It really doesn't. I'm not here to talk about where we will put the debt limit, but it won't be on reconciliation, she says. Dozens of Senate Republicans threatened to vote against the debt limit remedy, arguing that the Democrats have spent trillions of dollars this year without any GOP input and can therefore own the debt problem through with the same partisan path, which is kind of true. It's true. It's still stupid, but it's true. The trillions of dollars y'all spend is ridiculous. But voting in opposition could politically cost for the Republicans if the Democrats do couple action in the debt limit with the government funding bill. Well, yeah, and which was crazy. And President Joe Biden threw an extra wrench in the budget negotiation when he called Tuesday for extra hurt. You cannot make this stuff up. Extra money for relief, hurricane relief, and Afghanistan reselling fund under that plan. I am not against the extra relief fund thing like that. That's not my problem. That's what I'm not laughing for. I'm laughing for this part right here. This boondoggle that you created. Oh, we're gonna spend more money for this crud. And I don't have the clip, but also Joe Biden's Secretary of State saying about we are very disappointed that the Taliban I cannot believe that they are not having a diverse governmentship in the government. There are no women in the government for Afghanistan.
What the fuck?
Seriously? And you're the Secretary of State? Yeah. Let me get this straight. The guys who kill women for even showing something revealing, who will stone a woman even if the woman did not do nothing wrong, who will rip a woman's nails out. I've done that story. Just because you look the wrong way. Yeah, they're gonna welcome all ladies. Oh, my ladies, come in. We want to show the Americans that we are very diverse. Get the frig out of here, man. Are you stupid? These are the people y'all put in charge. Idiots. Literally idiots. But they don't care. They gain their money. They getting paid. That's one of the reasons I don't like it, because government could say what they want to say and get away with stuff. But here's the problem with this little shenanigan here, right here. I'm gonna show you this. This, like I said, they're gonna if they dissolve the debt limit. Well, that's what the Democrats wanted. So hell, that'll be crappy. So that's one. But but other than that, they're gonna fix it because they always push it. They always push it. Back in 2011, they did it. They pushed it on the they pushed it on Barack Obama. They pushed it on Trump, and they push it out, and they're gonna push it on Biden. Of course, they're gonna. So let's not pretend this. And this is not this is really both parties doing this. So I'm not jumping for joy. Now the push ticket with the limit itself, that's something scary. But I can't do nothing until I see what happened. They have the power, so they could do it. So as I just read, the Republicans said it. They have the power. They have the House, Senate, and the presidency, so they could vote it over and do what they want to do. So even as it is, this is what they're gonna do. The problem is not that. They're still gonna have a economic downfall. Why? Because again, for the last 18 months, a lot of banks was not getting money because people won't pay the landlords. People always think landlords are rich. Not all landlords are rich. They ain't. Not all restaurants start out making money. They don't. Not all jobs start out great. They do not. And not all stores and companies, like I said before, to the Black Lives Matter with their nonsense, have insurance. I've proven that before. And if you do, they don't protect everything. But because the money flow has been weird, because I always kill me when people say, oh, we need to give them more money, we need to give them more money, give people more money because they're not employed. Okay. I got a question. You can give people as much money as you want, but if they're not people hired to, I don't know, cut the meat, I don't know, be in the hospitals, I don't know, do a lot of stuff that needs to be done, you can have all the money in the world, but it's gonna be just as worthless as this piece of paper. Which basically that's what it's coming to, because inflation has been ridiculously crazy. Your money gonna be worth nothing more than that. Why? Because you gonna have the money, but what you gonna buy if there's nothing to buy? I always said that. If you ain't got people at the meat manufacturers to cut the meat or to milk the cows or whatever, to do that, and they have machines, people are like, oh, they got machines. Yeah, that's true, but still need people to run the machines because the machines are very imperfect. They can break down. They can come up. They can fall apart. It happens. You need techs. You need people to do that. If you don't have those people, then you don't get milk. You don't get cheese. You don't get ice cream. You don't get none of that stuff. What happened? Prices go up. One, which is inflation. But two, product goes down. So you have all the money. Like, oh, I could buy that, and you can't do that. That's why in Venezuela, a loaf of bread is thousands and thousands of dollars, because what? There are people who are rich in Venezuela who have millions of dollars. And they gotta spend $500,000 for food. Nevertheless, people who are regular folks who gotta go and starve and sell their daughters to be prostitutes and all that kind of stuff is just despicable. But people don't get that. That's the reality of things. That's literally the reality of things. Another reality of things is we went from last year, we was at $22 trillion in debt. I want to show you this. This right here that you're seeing on the screen is the debt. We are at $28 trillion in debt. And keep on going. We're spending ridiculously out of whack. Here's the funny part, and that's what people always get this part mixed up. We spend more than we always take in. That's one of the major problem with the government right now. We spend more than we take in. That's the problem. Nobody sees that though. U.S. population 333. That's our population, right? Unofficial unemployment 8 million, which is way higher than that. This part is not. There you go. Well, thank you. Actual is, and still way higher than that. Still, why? Because how they count unemployment. If you stop looking for a job, whatever, they take you out of that number. That number comes resolved. That's why you need the U6 number, because that's participation. And our participation is crap right now. Our money participation is crap right now. That is just messed up. Let's look at this number right here. Per citizen, we would have spent 26. We would have spent. I mean, per citizen would be 8,240 per citizen. That's counted if it was that, which is not a lot, and which is not. And then the taxpayers, that's what each of us, each taxpayer, you, me, this is how much money we have to give just to get. So I gotta spend basically half of what my house is worth and all y'all have to do that to get this debt down, which none of y'all have that. None. We are spending ourselves into oblivion. We are. We already don't have the student debt loan, which is going to be another little bubble that's going to pop very soon. It sucks, but it's going to. That debt is going to be ridiculous as it goes up crazy. We already don't have, like I said, people have credit cards and all that stuff. Student loan per student, $40,000. Like this right here is just is ridiculous. This is how much money we've gone within one freaking year. We went from crazy. We went from 22 to 28. Again, majorities on the President Biden, but also this was also on the Trump. Not gonna deny it. It is. That's why I said both parties are in this problem. It sucks. Majority came from in the last like I said, last 8 months. It's ridiculous how much trillions of dollars we spend. And we spent trillions whatever, 1 trillion last year, 2 trillion last year. We did that. That was crazy. But now this one passed it with 5 trillion, like it and more counting, as you can see. This is gonna be a problem. This student loan debt gonna be another bomb gonna drop. That gonna be another problem. Social Security, please. We already done in debt. Hell, FEMA, where you guys mostly get most of your flood information and get flood insurance and everything, they're already FEMA is already in $20 billion in debt. Medicare, $1 trillion in debt. Same thing goes to Medicare, Medicaid. They're also $1 trillion in debt. Shocked? No. A lot of people might not be shocked by that, but yes. I see another number here I need to point out to you. Remember when we were making all this stuff about it, what was it called again? The Affordable Health Care Act. We have about 30 million people without insurance. We still have 30 million people without insurance. It didn't do nothing. It just rejiggered the numbers. We have 41,000 people, 41 million people on food stamps. That needs to change. Medicare, 82 million people on Medicare. That's ridiculous. Medicare and Medicaid reciprocation and then Medicare. The numbers is just bad, and is going to get even worse. Just going to, because a lot of y'all don't want to work. Well, your benefits is dried up, so you better do something. I'm just gonna tell you the harsh reality of it. Yeah, it might be boring, it might be hard to take in. You might some people might turn off from what I'm saying, but sorry. Reality is coming in and saying, you know what? Get ready, because you're gonna get effed. Literally, you're going to get effed. And people are not gonna catch on to that. So yeah, people just I want to respond to this. This was, and then no disrespect to the person. Again, we might. No, I don't want anybody to agree with me or disagree. Agree with me 100% because you're not going to, and I get that. Now, I posted something with Jobless America have a few options as benefit expires. No, Jobless Americans don't have a few options as benefit expires. They have a simple option: get a job. Go around. I don't know. Here's a hint. Everywhere I go, like I said, on receipts and stuff, people say they're hiring. They're hiring. So get hired. Well, people don't want to work for minimum wage and all that stuff like that and all the problems, whatever. Well, hey, life is crappy. It's unfair. Suck it up, buttercup. Men and women, boys and girls, life is not fair. It sucks. It really does. It's what you can do about it. And it's sad that a lot of able-bodied people choose not to go work. I know people, and that's why I see people who are really true disability, who have one arm and stuff. And I see those guys. Like, I've seen a waiter. I have tipped a waiter who had one arm, who was working, and he was working his butt off. He had one arm. I tipped this man $100. I said, why? He's like, oh, you didn't have to. I'm like, nah, bro. I see what you're doing. My dude, you missed a step. You kept the drinks going. I didn't think you had to do. I don't think you needed to go that far, but you kept up what normal people with two hands could do. So I had no problem doing that. You deserve it, bro. You do. I'm gonna give a higher tips to that for people I've seen who work hard and stuff like that. I always tip just to be nice and courteous. I never been in a servant industry except for like working at a subway. That's about it. But I don't call for tip. I ain't call for tips. But yeah, I can't. I look at stuff like this. I look at stuff like this, and I'm seeing that if these people who could work do stuff, and you able body, you don't want to work. Sorry, I don't. I have no F's to give to you. All the F's is gone. Boo hoo, cry me a river. Now, like I said, I'll respond to one thing because it goes into what this little story I want to. This basically my life itself. To tell you this. So, can people over rent or it doesn't matter? We're more concerned about what people getting from the government and people getting fair wages for living conditions. Okay. Where you live is your choice. Point blank period. Where you live is your choice. Move your butt and get out of there and go someplace. There's millions of people that move from California because California got SE. Why? Because the taxes are crazy, things are getting stupid, and they're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna move to Texas. I'm gonna move to Arizona. I'm gonna move to Nevada. I'm moving to North Carolina. Again, do not bring your shitty politics with you, whatever they. Your shitty politics is the reason why your the taxes and your minimum your living rate conditions has been essy, literally, point blank period. Now, my answer is going to be this. This craziness. When I let me go back to just give me a second. Let me go to main screen count thing. Oops, made a mistake there. Sorry about that. Okay, so I want to speak out onto this. I came from another country. I live most people would call it a very poor life, and it was. I'll be honest with anybody else. I didn't think about it that much until I moved to America, really more per se. But yeah, outhouse, barely running water, small house, big family. Yeah. Ain't no welfare to take care of nobody. Everybody had to go out, say, grandma say, get your butt up, get to the fields, let's go feed these hogs, get these pigs, go a mile away to get to the farm, pick these stuff, walk all this stuff. So yes. Right? And I thank my grandmother for that. God bless her. She's 90, she became 94 4 years 94-year-old this year, and I wish her many more. I just talked to her like 2 days ago. She's doing well, and again, and I'm happy. But I'm happy she installed into me strong work ethic. If you want to get something, you got to work for it. Another thing that she said, which I liked, was she was like, if you have to depend on somebody else for food, they own you. And that is true. And I'm not gonna, like I said, I came from having butter and bread or mayonnaise and bread as dinner, where now I'm blessed that I could put mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, ham, pepperoni, turkey on a sandwich. On a sandwich. most of the situations that that happens to you, you put yourself in it. Most. I'm not saying all. S happens. I know that. S happens. A tornado come, destroy some stuff. That is true. Hurricane come, do some stuff. That is true. I can't after that. You know, if you really did take care of yourself, and you are the few, and I mean pretty small few who were healthy and who got COVID, or who got a cancer and stuff, which sucks, literally sucks. That happened to you. You have my empathy, you have my sympathy. But we put ourselves in we put a lot of stuff. One, just for, including now with social media, we put ourselves in some stupid situation because of cloud chasing, social media, and fake lives. We put ourselves in a situation because we want to brag to other people. We put ourselves in some messed up situation just because we are stubborn. And that's just human nature itself. I'm included in that. I'm including myself in that. I'm not denying that at all. I'm including myself in that situation of those people who've done that. But let me get this straight. In 2008, we had a market crash. Everybody knows it. That was a market crash. My 9 to 5 is basically doing these deals we're doing with housing. I can't build a design and sell a house if people don't want to buy it. People can't buy a house. So the market crashed. I bought my house, the last house I had, the day before the market crash. I bought it for my birthday. I was thinking, oh man, I'm happy, I'm cool. I'm like, oh, this is great. Next day, Dow Jones dropped like thousands of points. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And then we had the market crash. I was in an office doing my computer, doing my design and all that stuff. Boss came to me and told me, hey, because he would start laying off people. He came to my office. He said, look, we're going to have to lay off people. And I thought, damn it, I just bought a house. I'm going to have to be on the chopping block. And it sucks too because at that time, nobody was going to buy a house anyway. So he's like, I was just literally screwed in that situation. He said, we're going to do that. I'm like, dang it. Okay. He told me, well, you can still work because you just bought a house. And I get it. You can still work if you're going to do field work. You know what I had to do? I went out, took what little money I had at the time because I just bought a brand new house and all that stuff. Get me some boots, give me some jeans because I'm wearing khakis and stuff. And I was out in that hot sun and also out in that hot cold doing work. Why? Because I had to. Not because I want to, because I had to, because I know I just made, this is the lifestyle I put myself to. I am going to literally work to keep it. We went from 40 hours a week to 29 hours a week. We went from 5 days to 4 days. That we lost our insurance. Lost our insurance because he couldn't pay it. And I'm not knocking him for that because he did what he had to do. Fast forward now, I'm still at the same company and my 9 to 5 still working there 17 years later, 13 years later, 12 years later, whatever it is, still working, making way more money now doing stuff. So he had to do what he had to do. I am not knocking my boss for that. But that wasn't enough to keep up with a brand new house I just built. Now, I did not buy the house at the top of my range. I never do that. I didn't buy the house at the top of the range or whatever. But still, when my job really affected me, that's what it is. So at that time, I had just started saying I could live my life off of this one job only. Before that, when I came to America, I worked in demolition, manual labor, $8 an hour. I worked in gift shops in the airport, $9 an hour. I worked at as a ramp agent, started at $7 an hour, worked my way up to be a crew chief to make $11 an hour. Worked my way up in a short time because that happened before September 11, and the airline after that laid us off because, again, September 11 planes, whatever. But I went from $7 to $11 an hour within a year. Why? Because I worked my butt off. Just like my sister who started at working at McDonald's. Started at McDonald's, working a little minimal job, McDonald's. Within a year, she became a manager. Why? Because people always like, oh, say that working at that. No, you take more responsibility, you'll get more pay. That's how it works. And if you don't want to go up in the company and you just want to stay a fry cooker, then I don't know what to tell you. You're going to stay a fry cooker for 15 freaking years. Become a manager. Become a shift manager. Become a manager. Move on up. If not, go someplace else. But if that's the case, I don't have the sympathy. You should not get no $15 for no flipping no daggone fries and burgers. Sorry, you shouldn't. I started doing my job, which I got a degree in. 2 degrees, I should say. And I started that job at $10 an hour. $10 an hour. $10 an hour I started that job in. So you're telling me I went to get 2 degrees that industrial designs and architectural technology. I went through that, and you should get paid more than me when I started at that job. No. And you're doing less work, less something. No. You should not. Sorry. No. That's why I'm against the. And again, there are places that tried it. California's tried it. Seattle's tried it. Go to and look at the stories. Multiple stories. I've shown it in the past in some of my shows where these companies fired people because you went to $15 an hour. Well, yeah, I got $50. Yeah, my company's gonna give $50. Hey Bob, come in. Yeah, you're fired. What? Oh, you're an a-hole, blah, blah, blah. Well, you wanted $15 an hour, we gotta fire you because we only hold people and you barely do anything, so bye. And then the people who wanted $50 an hour, yeah, now you're doing double, triple the jobs they used to do, responsibility because you went up that rate. Or in other words, or sometimes the company just folded and moved out of the state. California. New York is going to be the same thing well too. I have no problem adjusting for cost of living. That's no problem with me thinking about that. But let's be honest about some of this crap, though. So, airport. Then I went to American Airlines. 1350 started. Did it for a while. Same thing with UPS. 1350 started. Pretty good. Did it for about 4 years. I think American Airlines for like about 3. Then I found the job that I am doing now, designing and doing architectural and all that stuff. Then I get out of that. So again, I left a job. Here's the thing: I left a job because I have the potential, because I know I wanted to grow. So I left a job that was making $13.50 for a job that started me off at $10. People would say that would be crazy, but that was the career I wanted. And I said to myself when I came to America, I said, if I don't find a job in my degree, because that was not going to be one of those statistics of having a degree and don't have a job in it. I don't have a career with it. I'm going to get my degree. I'm going to use it. But my point is that I moved to a point now where I have this situation. Now, point taken. I'll give this another credit. Yes, I started T3 Records. I started my own company. I started working. First couple of years, I barely made any money. That's another thing people don't understand about starting your own company. I barely made any money. I started T3 Records next year gonna be the 20th anniversary, which a lot of people say I wouldn't have lasted 1 year. I started T3 Records in 2002. Barely made any money for years. Barely made any money. Putting time, effort, buying equipment, buying all kind of stuff. All the equipment you see, these ain't cheap. Going on trips, buying, getting people's equipment, all that stuff, wasn't cheap. So I was basically barely making. My profit margin was basically almost nothing for about 3 years. 2005, we started making profit. I was like, awesome, great. 2007, we exploded the scene. But before 2007, though, again, I said, all right, I have that. I took the money that I could make from 2007, whatever. Make sure my college debt was whatever. I didn't took out no student loans. Because I could pay I paid everything up front. Good. I had no problem with that. Made great money in 2007. That's when T3 Records blew up. We had platinum awards and all that stuff like that. Then came 2008. Now at that time in 2008, started making like I was like making at the same architectural place. It was like $14 to $15, and now the hours is being plucked back, lost mostly all my benefits, and we want And again, I just started myself with a new debt with a brand spanking new house. So you know what I did? And that's why people will think I'm mean or I'm cynical, whatever. You know what I did? I went to a grocery store that was paying $8 an hour and worked there. I can't say I could have done that with my music piece because nobody was because of that thing affected the economy itself. So a lot of people weren't buying extra stuff, which is music and entertainment, whatever, because at that time people was trying to save their money. I went from making a lot of money in 2007 to barely making any money in 2008 with the music. Barely. Excuse me. I had a new album out and everything. People weren't buying it. Even though the last 2 albums sold over, 2 albums went platinum, and people love the stuff, so they know that we had good stuff, but people wasn't buying it. We put an album in 2010. Songs sell, singles sold. The album again didn't knock off the shelf as much as it is. Only until 2012 did the album went back to being a platinum thing, which was good, and I'm happy for that. But you see how much years, like I said, that's a downturn, all that downturn. So with that, check this out. A CEO of a company has his regular 9 to 5 and is working night shifts in a grocery store, stacking up stuff, cleaning, mopping, doing all that stuff. A man that has 2 degrees. No, you know what? I didn't think better of myself, thinking, what, I should not be able to do this. No, I had to do this. I did this because I do not want to mess up my credit, which I didn't, but I didn't want to mess up my credit. I didn't want to mess up my I know the lifestyle I already had, and I know I just had to do this because, again, if I want to eat food, keep a shelter over my head, what I just provided, I had to do it. And I could tell you right now, that was not easy at all. That night job added on to the regular work that I had to do, that was not easy because, again, I wasn't sitting in the office no more designing on a computer, whatever. I'm out in the field walking around, lifting up heavy equipment, walking for miles sometimes, taking 10, 20,000 steps, just crazy, whatever, because of what I'm doing. Then I had to come home, sleep for about 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours, I should say, if I'm lucky. Then get up 11 o'clock, head into a grocery store, and work from until 7 o'clock. Head to 7 o'clock in the morning, then go towards the same job again in the morning to work for 8-9 hours again. So I was working 16, 18 hours a day. Yeah, had to do that. Then when my sister, who came up here to live with me because of her college, she couldn't drive, and I had to drop her off at school and drop her. That literally, I had chest pains. I had bad stomach ulcers. I had stomach ulcers and all kind of stuff because I really was, and that's the importance of sleeping, people. Sleeping is very important. Trust me. But I wasn't getting enough sleep. Then I had to get then I did a night studio job. I had to do that. Added into the different spaces. So I am not take it from me, I was not above working menial jobs again to get to do it to help my family at the time, because again, things that happened. My aunt was getting she came up to visit us, then we found out she had cancer and stuff like I did stuff like that. So I don't like, so from my point of view, I don't want to hear people saying, you don't know what it is to have a eight, because I make a good amount of money now. Oh, you didn't know what, $7 an hour. I took the $7 hour job, $8 hour job when when push came to shove, because I had to. I had to. When that situation happened too in 2008, and I had to do those crazy things, I got rid of cable. I didn't need it. I got rid of a lot of kind of amenities that I just didn't need in my house, because before it was cool to cut cords. Okay, I was cutting cords before cutting cords was cool to be, because we didn't have the Hulu, the Netflix, the Peacock, the all this other stuff. Netflix was not a streaming thing all the time. Netflix was just basically still doing movies. And I don't have Netflix either. I don't have streaming stuff. I mean, Amazon Prime, because of Amazon Prime. That's about basically I have Amazon and Hulu. With Hulu is $6 something, whatever, $6.99. That's it. I don't have no cable and all that stuff, or HBO and all that nonsense. Because again, get rid of all that stuff because it's not needed. Lifestyle. But let me break down even more better than that. A lot of politicians and a lot of celebrities say the bull crap they always say, because they don't have to face what they face unless they themselves hit hard time, and then they're gonna be crying really boo-hoo and like, oh, woe is me. Whatever. Suck it up, buttercup. Most of these guys are always saying about, oh, you should not have guns. Yeah, says the people who have private security. You should not. Don't build a wall. Says the people who live behind a gated fence. And again, have private security. Oh, you should sacrifice yourself. Don't turn on your AC and stuff for the good of the world. Blah blah blah. Says the people again who have $1 million houses that AC is just they can't dare to have their room less than no higher than 60 degrees, or their face, most faces, they're gonna melt because of that. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi. She has an ice cream collection in 2 fridges that's worth more than my car, my car and the last car combined. Hell, then the last 3 cars I have bought combined. $48,000 for both those 2 fridges. And I want to take advice on them on how to live normal? Get the hell out of here with that craziness. So, I moved into the city in North Carolina. I moved into the city, basically the capital, Raleigh. I moved into the city with my last house, and I saw taxes going up, up, up. Cost of living going crazy and all that stuff. See, a lot of people say, why buy a house? Why buy a house where you can rent? And because you rent, you don't got to do the stuff. The problem is with the rent is because when taxes go up on the property, who do you think the landowner, and again, is that a bad thing or whatever? Because most people do. They pass on, and they always passed on, just like companies. When taxes go up, or you hit them with a surveyor tax, people's like, oh, we're gonna tax the rich. We're gonna tax, and I did a video about Biden's plan and how it would have backfired, and I was 100% correct. And he's saying now he still want to do this. He want to double onto that thing. I was like, you want to double onto what you just did, which is still wrong? Are you crazy? But I'm not. Nobody's holding him back. They have full control, so they're gonna do what they want to do. But point taken. The taxes part killed me, because people was like, wait a minute. You think that the corporation's gonna take that hit? No, they're not. They're gonna pass it on to the customers and the employees. They always do. And you tell a landlord, okay, hey, you can't raise your rent. Okay, I can't raise my rent. So the government price fixed the rent. All right. You price fix the rent, and then you want me to put pay your crazy taxes. That you fix the rent so I can't get no higher income, but You increase the taxes, so I gotta pay more. And with that said, other people who see that won't build houses, more apartments, so you could leverage out the taxability of that. No, that's when cost living goes up. It does. And the thing about it, kill me about this. That's why I moved out after that with my next house. I said, nope, I'm moving out of the city. Person told me, oh well, I'm paying $2,000 and I'm paying $2,000 for an apartment. You choose to pay $2,000 for an apartment. If you have a car, how about you go further out and drive more? I have a coworker who a coworker who drives an hour and 30 minutes. She drives an hour and 30 minutes to get to work. She makes the work. She gets her money, and she got a nice house out there because it's cheaper and everything, and taxes is less. But she drives that much because she's like, I don't want to be in the city like that. I move out of the city to the countryside so I could pay less well, to a degree, because again, government gonna get you where they're gonna get you, but to pay to get a cost more and whatever. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I understand one of the houses I have, what is cost is basically, if I wanted to sell it right now, it would have been, it could be like $900,000, whatever like that. But I never thought I would get a second house like this. Like I said, this mine right now is close to almost $500,000. I got half a million. But you move out to the countryside. When I came to North Carolina to go to school, I moved outside the city of Durham. We and my cousin, we went to a pub outside the city of Durham. Yes, we had to drive to the school. It was a long drive from Durham all the way to get in NC State. We live on the west side of Durham, so you can Google that and see it's a long drive from that to state. But you know what? We didn't have to pay crazy thing. Crazy for the apartment. Now I feel bad a little bit if you're in places like New York City, all that stuff, and how that works out. To a degree, I feel bad for you because it's a concrete jungle, literally New Jersey and New York. But then that I'm telling you right now, because again, I know a person who makes $210,000 a year. She makes $210,000 a year. I don't know if she did this year, but last in $210,000 a year. And she was in New York. She tried to move out, and I hope she did. I hope she did. I talked to her in a while. I hope she did. But she moved out of New York. She was trying to move out of New York. She was staying in New York, paying $1,300 for a bedroom. For a bedroom, making $210,000, $1,300 because of the convenience of that. No, you choose to stay in that and spend that money. I would never spend that much money in an apartment. That's why I said the convenience of having a house. The convenience of having a house is, yes, you can get taxed, property tax and stuff like that does suck. But you have a light at the end of the tunnel that you could still own out everything. You can. Other than staying in some place and the money just going there and nothing comes out of it. It's an investment. I could sell my house, this house right now, before the market crash, of course, but I could sell this house right now and walk away with close to $200,000 because, of course, I put on a hefty down payment, but also the value market of this house has gone skyrocket up crazy. I could walk away with that $200,000 easy. That's investment in the house. If you're in an apartment, you can't do nothing about that. You just give somebody else your money, whatever. I'm not knocking that you can't live in an apartment to do certain things, but I'm just giving you the pros and cons. Most people move in apartments because they can't afford to hire stuff. I get that, and also they can't. They want to be close to their jobs. Well, here's a problem. I'm telling you right now. If, like I said before earlier, if you did not take this opportunity to better yourself, entrepreneurship or do something different or find something, you're gonna have to find. Sorry, you you got screwed out in this situation right now. Most of the most of the cost of living is basically because of government. Nobody wants to talk about that too. You basically voted some of these jack munches in there, Democrats and Republicans. Voted these people in there for the taxes to go up so they could get their money. Cause they come up with these crazy like I said, California. Oh, we're gonna give people we giving people needles to shoot up so they could be safer. Okay, and it's still throwing the needles all over the place and whatever because you said it'll be safer and the junkies will put their needles back in the trash. That ain't happening. Now they say, oh, we're gonna pay them to be drug free. If they don't care to be drug free, why you think paying them will make a difference? It's the same thing with the abortion, with the what was it again? With, out of the Affordable Health Care Act, the birth control. If having a child is the most life changing thing a woman could go through, and if they don't care to be on birth control or have some form of birth control, you think paying them gonna do it? Oh, wait a minute, it didn't do nothing. Of course, it didn't do nothing. If I think something's important, I'm gonna pay for it. I know as a guy, I know having a child would change my life. So you know what I do? I wrap it the hell up. I make sure to know how economy is used. I know what a woman's cycle is all about. I ain't say I know the woman's cycle, but I know what a cycle is all about. I know the ways how it could get pregnancy really can happen, all that stuff. Because it's not as easy as a lot of people say it is. You couldn't be a woman who's very fertile, and I get that. But you have a short window to get pregnant. And you gotta know how that. And also, from the guy's perspective, you gotta know how your penis is used, how like I said, how the urine basically kills off sperm, and then that's where you have pre-cum to basically wash away the urine, so you can have a nice flow for the sperm to go without, so you won't get killed and stuff like all that. Is just something you gotta learn. But I invested because I know it will change my life. So yes, for a person like me, if you tell me I'm gonna pay you to buy condoms, then hey, it will be a best for me. But for a person who didn't have condoms before and they didn't care, it ain't gonna make no difference to them. They're not gonna do it. It's a waste of money. So for me, you don't. Like I said, I'm sorry, but the sympathy, like I said, with my sympathies is out the window. Because again, when I had to, toughen up Buttercup, nobody came true and say, "Oh man," family did that and say, "Man, you working these jobs, man. I hope your body hold up, whatever." That's family. Outside of that, no. And for the people who work in 2-3 jobs to get a lifestyle and do what they gotta do, yeah, there are ways you can maneuver so you don't do that. Another thing is, I cook more foods at home now. I shop. I don't eat out as much. I shop. Crazy to keep my money down. There's shout out to Al. She knows, if she's watching this, she know what I mean. Cook food. Oh, I'm sick of, it says that and I get it. This not her. There's a lot of people I know. I'm sick of tired of leftovers. You cook the meal, leftovers. Oh man, I can't eat food. I can't eat that for 5 days straight. I can, because I came again from butter and bread. And you telling me I'm gonna get a good meal? It's a good casserole meal, and it's 5 days. Oh, if I don't see mold on that stuff, people always ask how some people get rich or that came from nothing to get to rich. The ones who work their way up, not the ones who whatever, blah blah blah, whatever. Because they don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Again, I could have spent money for an expensive car. I didn't. I get a regular car that gets from A to B and have my creature comforts that I need. You cook the home cooked meal, and it's going for 4, and it could last 5 days. Yeah, I'm gonna eat the 5 days. Although you get sick and tired, it's food. I need food to energy. That's what a lot of my food bill came way down. When I had to date women and all that stuff, guys, here's a story for the guys out there who was straight no chaser. I'm talking about and stuff like that. When I had to date women and stuff like that, you should go and take them on crazy dates and all that stuff. No, I ain't doing that. Oh well, you ain't, and someone would, oh, you ain't worth it. Well, bye. I'm not a fool for whatever. I'll take you out just once in a while to see things, and heck, the person I'm with right now, like we go out once in a while. We mostly cook food for each other, and we eat. It's way cheaper, way beneficial health wise for you. All that stuff. You adjust. You a lot of that's why I said it's your choice. A lot of y'all could adjust. You can move out of the cities into the suburbs or the countryside. If you have a car, make sure you keep up maintain as best as you can with a car you can, and drive. I think, like I said, I think it's what she said. 60. She said the person I said who drive is 60 miles. She got to drive. I told the person I'm with right now. I told her like, if the hippy dippy people from California who's gonna come for the Apple thing and that's in North Carolina, if they bring their stupid, which they're gonna do, I hate it, but they're gonna bring their stupid politics over here to mess us up like they messed, because they were like, oh, we're moving to remember the Apple's moved from California to North Carolina, put a campus here because the taxes got too ridiculous. But you voted for the same people who keep on doing those taxes. Are you shocked? I'm not shocked. If that's the if that's the case, I'm gonna move out to further, like she said. I said, hey, we're gonna move out the way part in the boonies. I'll drive to work. I'll drive just like my coworker. I'll drive to work if I'm gonna keep less taxes and keep more of my money and move to a different county. The hell I will. You have choices. You have to weigh the pros and cons. It's all on you, though. It really is. It's all on you. So you gotta make that benefit choice. So no, ABC, as you stated, there's no a lot of people who lost the benefit. They don't have that many options. They have an option. Get a job. Get a job. Get 2 jobs. There are a lot of people out there hiring. Go get them. Oh, it's not the money I want. Well, screw you then. If you don't have the money, if there's not the money that you have, and you don't have the skill set to pay more than what it needs to be, I'm sorry. Your time for bargaining for this is basically over. You had it all before, and you didn't do nothing with it. So you screwed yourself right now. Because right now, there are people, the media, which I've told you many times, has been lying like crazy, talking about, oh, we have a nurse shortage. Yeah, we have a nurse shortage. We do, but it was a self-inflicted nurse shortage by the daggone by the hospitals. I know that because I just was in the hospital just last week, and they're short and all that stuff. You got places in Florida, some hospitals want to give people some very triage nurses, like high-end nurses, if you have the skill and whatever, which they have, they want to pay you $215 an hour with a $15,000 signing bonus. Now, if you're a nurse and you get up there, you're a nurse practitioner, and you up in that spot and you could do that, or RN and all that stuff, go for it. People say these nurses are getting burned out from, I mean, that's what the job is. You can't get burned out. I'm not denying that. But if you want to live that lifestyle, the lifestyle you want to live, you're going to have to work for it. You're just going to have to. That's the part of people, that's the part that stuns me when people say that. You just have to. And I was like, the media was like, oh, and I've said this before, and the media is like, oh, the hospitals are running at 100% capacity. The hospitals are working at 100% capacity. NANI? That is the business. That is literally the business program that they want. What restaurant opens and want to run at 50%? What airlines want to fly a plane and want to fly a plane at 50% capacity? None. Everything, that's the business model is to always have something to that. You think a hospital want to have more than enough, so when So when it's a downtime, they're losing millions, and a lot of hospitals have done that. Lose millions or close to billions of dollars because you have all the expensive equipment not being worked on, not being whatever, just sitting there, whatever. Look what happened when we had shoot, what do you call those thing again? Dang it. Is it the compressors or whatever the thing that it was talking about for when it won't be used weapon, they fall apart. Nobody wants that. Everybody has to want it at a capacity. Why do you think airlines book flights beyond the capacity? Because you know some people will cancel, some people won't make it. They want their planes to be full because that's how the business model sets up. Excuse me. That's how the business model sets up. So when people say about again, ABC, I don't have the video right now to show you, but ABC was showing this thing saying about, oh, well, this hospital in Florida has 100% is at 100% capacity, but every bed you showed me was empty. Who edits this nonsense? Every bed you showed me was empty, so I see a problem. And again, that's what hospitals do. That's what airlines do. That's what ferries do. That's what cabs do. That's what they want 100% as best close to near 100% capacity so they could get the most money out of that thing. Right now, because of the pandemic and people being staying home and everything, I should say scamdemic, people staying home and stuff like that. Decks, additions for houses, pools, all that have gone up $2,000. 2,000%. Our company do additions and all this and house whatever. We have to turn down people because so much people is doing stuff. Now, will that happen a couple months from now? I don't know. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping that things go well for my company. But again, if that happens, hey, your boy right here is gonna go and get himself a menial job if he has to, just to keep the bills keep the bills off his back. I'm not against going back out there and find a menial job. That's one of the reasons I still while my neighbors to the left of me, the neighbors to the right of me in my neighborhood, they have people come to cut their grass. I still cut my own grass. Why would I pay somebody when I could do it myself? That's my form of exercising. That's what I'm gonna do. Hell, thanks to the girl that I'm dating, she was telling me her father has an organ and stuff like I'm gonna I could put on my own fence. Why spend $3, $4, $5,000 when I could just buy the material and put it myself, just like I did with my filter and stuff. I'm gonna do hopefully. There are ways to do stuff. Right now, I'm learning to do drone flying. Why? Because if you could get $200,000, well, for drone, I have to get my license and everything, which I'll have to do. But for drones, that's why I did that, because I could get that money for it. I'm learning to fly drones. Hell, at my girl's wedding, like mom's wedding and stuff like that, I did video photography and everything with my drone. I gotta look for extra income in case of anything, but I am that way not near thinking that I cannot go and do menial jobs. I will have to do that. And for the people out there who have made that decision just to keep their whatever, my heart goes out to you. Do what you can. Make some other decisions. Cut back some here. Do that. This here. All the decisions up in your mind. Do those things, and then move where it's easier for you and all that stuff. Because majority of the people in the last year, majority of people move out of cities than going to the cities. You have choices. Are they tough? Yes. Are they difficult? Hell yes. Can it be hurtful for you? Again, I had health problems because I had to do what I had to do. I didn't like it. That's why I worked back to getting my fitness back in and do all that stuff. And that's why I lost so much pounds last year when all that doing that. Because I was eating crappy foods at night. I wasn't getting enough sleep. That takes a toll on your body. Okay? It does. But on a reality sentence, seriously, people, careful. Next month, it's gonna be a rough month. Let's see how that works out. Prepare yourself for the worst. As my grandmother was say, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Just do that. It's not easy out there. It's not. Life is tough. Life is very tough. But we do what we gotta do. All right. Seriously, people, go out there and get the jobs you could get. Again, my hats off for the people who took the time to get the hustle in, get the time in. My house, that's good for you. I'm happy for you. But again, that's few and far between. Those simple people did that. The economy is gonna take a rough turn in the next couple of months. Hope you have your savings ready, have your stuff. Make sure your car is good. Make sure you have that $1,500 of savings in case of anything break down your car, your refrigerator, whatever. Because man, having that savings is a help. It's a big help. So with that said, I just want to go on and just say to you guys, look, seeing how the news has been going lately, like I said, September 11th, I'm gonna pay respects to the people who passed away and all this stuff. Again, it's a happy day because that's the day my mother was born. But I will give you my opinions on the Afghanistan debacle, which is literally a debacle, and the craziness that comes out of it. But that will be on its own video, on its own special project open mic. It won't be a live show like this is. So I want to thank you guys out there, of course, for coming in and liking the stream as best as you can, whatever. Again, I know the usual things, but tempo, I'm seeing you guys have, we got about 7,000 people in tonight. Thank you for your time and your ears, of course. Your time, I know you could listen to me, and for people in the future who listen to this on the replay, thank you for your time and ears, because your time, your eyes, your ears, because it's real appreciated. Again, to help keep this program going along. Again, we're trying to spread out more, and we're gonna be doing that. I've been saying it, we're gonna spread out more to do stuff. But hey, just know that we're going Project Over Mike. We're gonna be talking about stuff. Again, Straight No Churches is gonna be talking about more about relationships and what's going on. You're gonna see some videos that's kind of crazy, but every Tuesday you're gonna see it. There's gonna be a video up for Straight No Chasers, and hopefully next week we'll be back to a regular scheduled program with Project Open Mic on Thursday nights, and the side chat opening back up on Fridays. I apologize for that. On Fridays. So again, with that said, guys, look, prepare for the future, because if you're in America, it's gonna get rough. It really is. And also, make sure that you protect yourself, then your family, then your neighbors, then your community. Because if some people are depending on you and you're not healthy yourself, then you're not helping them at all in the first place. Basically, make yourself healthy in that regard. All right. Again, take care of yourself. Do what's best for you. Go to the doctor and check out and everything like that. Because I know with the COVID, I know with the single word for Facebook and YouTube, they're gonna say that again. I'm not telling you people what to do or whatever. Vaccinated, not vaccinated, whatever. That's not my call. You do the best you can for yourself. All right. With that said, I always say, evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creed, height, gender, race, occupancy, nationality. It makes a difference. Evil is evil. And of course, you know how I think. People are stupid, individuals smart. Be that smart individual. Go get a job. Because when the economy turns down, what are you gonna do then? So go ahead and get a job. be that smart individual, man, for real. Other than that, peace out. Have a good weekend. Catch you inside. Take out.